a very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch, a show that gives you all the latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you very much for logging in. Time now to get you all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, first up, online makeup and beauty learning platform AirBlack has raised about $5.2 million in a Series A funding round co-led by InfoEdge Ventures as well as Elevation Capital. The startup will be using these funds to accelerate the expansion of its beauty club, launch new clubs, and invest in product, engineering, and the brand. Well, moving on to the second headline of the day, Nine Unicorns has announced the fourth close of its first accelerator fund at $50 million. The fourth close witnessed participation from some global as well as Indian industrialists and businesses. Now, Nine Unicorns claims to have committed investments in 59 odd startups whose combined valuation is pegged at about $420 million. Well, WhatsApp has appointed former Amazon executive Manish Mahatme to head its newly launched payment service in the country. Mahatme will be focusing on enhancing the payment experience for users, scaling the service offerings, as well as working towards contributing to WhatsApp's vision of digital as well as financial inclusion in India. Well, moving on to the final headline of the day, Asia's private healthcare investor Quadra Capital and its co-investors including the Gulf Islamic Investments has acquired stake in global topical drugs manufacturer Encube Ethicals. Now, reports suggest that the funding is likely to be in the range of about $100 to $120 million and the company is now valued at about $800 million. Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me Kunal Mutha from Only Earth. Thank you very much, Kunal, for joining us today. First of all, talk to us about how the last couple of months have been. While veganism is something that everyone is adopting to in Western countries, in India, you've launched a couple of products as well. What's been the kind of uptake out there?
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot, Priya, for having me on the show. It's a pleasure is all mine. So, globally there has been a switch towards healthy alternatives. So, like in the Western world, things are catching up quite quickly. Even in India, the retail, everybody is, I think, in last 1.5 years, the COVID has actually propelled the sales of all the health-oriented brands. So we are at right space and right time. So we are looking forward to continue on the momentum.
All right. In terms of absolute number of launches and the kind of products available in the market, give us a sense as to which products you've recently launched and what's the kind of pipeline that you have in terms of products.
Yeah, so I think with our brand Only Earth, what we're starting with is we are focusing on RTD, ready to drink beverages. So we have introduced oat milk, coconut milk, and we are also under the almond milk is under development. We should have that in the shelves by another 2 months. So in total, we've got about 11 SKUs. 2 are launched and 9 are in pipeline. So we are, I think, all focus is on to get the rest of the the products in the market as soon as possible.
Well, give us a sense as far as competition is concerned. What's the kind of competitive landscape out there? You have bigger companies such as Epigamia, Raw Pressery, etc., who are already established in the space. So how would you differentiate yourself from competition, and what is the kind of USP that you would think would work in your favor?
So it is quite competitive. There are a handful of brands of Indian original brands like Epigamia, Raw Pressery, and even Hershey's is in the space. Then we are also competing with other multinationals like Silk and Danone is also focused on this. So but I think there is even now I think India is still at a very nascent stage when it comes to plant-based beverages. So it's a long way to go, and we are actually happy. More the competition, I think we need to broaden this market. It's right now too small. It's close to about $20 million. What was in 2018 it was told it's about $20 million, the plant-based milk market, but it's projected to grow to about $60 million by 2025 and upwards. So we're growing at about 30% on an average the industry, so which is quite healthy. And I think the more brands, I think the recruitment of new consumers will be better because I think the spends come along with each and every brand.
Right. Talk to us about the manufacturing capacity and the kind of expansion that you're looking at.
So currently, we are headquartered in Singapore as a brand because we are eyeing to be a multinational brand. We are aiming to be launching in at least about 40 countries in next 5 years. We have filed trademarks in many countries like US, UK, China, Singapore, Dubai, and a few more. So the manufacturing right now, it's being done outside India. We have partnered with two manufacturers, one in Thailand, one in Sri Lanka. Half of the products will be manufactured in Sri Lanka, and the other half, which are already launched in India, are coming from Thailand. But I think as we evolve, once we reach the scale where we intend to, I think we would set up our own plant in India.
Right. In terms of fundraise and investment activity out there, are you in talks with private equity players? What's the kind of pipeline and the roadmap out there?
So we have got a lot of interest. I mean, this whole space is quite hot, as you know. I think plant-based, dairy and meat. So I mean, just 2 days back, I was on a call with an investor from Singapore showing interest to invest in a brand. But I think we are going to hold on for a couple of years because we are part of a large conglomerate called Mohan Mutha Group of Companies. We are headquartered in Chennai. So we are diversified into multiple businesses, been in business for 4 decades. So in a way, I think we are working like a startup, but we are also, we've got backing and financial support from the group. So we will grow organically for a couple of years, and once the need arises that we need to accelerate the pace of growth, I think we will look out for investors.
I wanted to understand going forward in FY22, what kind of plans do you have in terms of your growth strategy? In terms of distribution, how would you increase distribution footprint within India? Are you tying up with more modern trade outlets? Is e-commerce your only channel? Give us some updates on that.
Yeah, so I think we are going to be an omni-channel brand. We are already, we have obviously 60% of our revenues we are looking from general trade and modern trade, and the rest from e-commerce. So we are already listed on Amazon, Big Basket, all the big e-commerce players. And similarly, in the retail, we have tied up with Nature's Basket, Food Hall, Reliance Signature, and so we are in total. We are going to be e-commerce. As I said, we are identified about 10 platforms, which we are more or less there. I think few are in process of being listed on.
All right. And final question, as far as revenues are concerned, what kind of revenue targets do you have and what kind of aspirations do you have by 2025 in terms of revenue growth?
So I think, we are looking at a market share of 10 to 15% by end of this year, so which is very aggressive, but I think I'm pretty confident with the kind of team we have in place. So we have a target of 100 crores. We want to be a 100 crore company. Coming only out of plant-based milk, then obviously we are looking at diversification into multiple other areas. Again, everything what we do is going to be plant-based. It's going to be vegan. So the revenues are going to be much larger, but I think when it comes to plant-based milk, we're looking at 100 crore revenue from India alone.
What kind of diversification are you looking at?
So we are looking at other products. Protein is quite fascinating. So we are looking at plant-based protein, again, probably in ready-to-drink space. And then we are looking at snacks, breakfast options. So, our R&D team is working on a whole lot of options. So right now, the focus on year one is to get the current, the portfolio out and then expand over it.
All right, Kunal, many thanks for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. Thank you so much for your time and wish you all the very best with your future. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Time now to wrap up this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll catch you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Goodbye and stay safe.